Hey, welcome to Creatives in the Spotlight. I'm the show's creator and host, Paul Hurley. Today we have Cathy Beasley with us. Cathy, you are an actress,
I'm an actress.
and how long have you been in the movie industry, the film industry?
As an adult, probably since about 2021.
Oh, okay. So you got started about when I did.
I did.
Fantastic. How many film productions have you roughly put under your belt? Gonna put you on the
No,
spot
it's
here.
okay because I just redid my resume. So I would say probably around 10,
Okay.
maybe a little bit more. But I'm a writer as well. So I also make my own films.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, what are you working on now? What's your big secret? What you got?
So I have my next short film that I'm shooting on March 8th, which is probably come out to be about 6 pages. And it's more of a psychological drama.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be the first time that I've done the psychological route. I'm using all local actors for that, and I'm very excited about it. I think it's going to be great. And I have 2 other short films that I've already written, and then I have my first feature that will actually piggyback off one of my previous short films that is also in the works. So I've got a lot that I'm balancing right now.
Right. Well, that's hard to do, especially when you have a life outside of the film industry, whether you have children, family, home to take care of, job, what have you. It's the film industry. A lot of people think, well, you're just going and playing, and it's not play.
It's work.
It's work.
It's a lot of work. It actually takes up a lot of your time, and you have to not apologize for being selfish.
Yeah.
Because a big part of this industry is that, which is why I put it on pause for so much of my life. When my daughter was younger, I never did anything in this industry. So I grew up in theater, and I was a drama girl, and I was going to be that girl that went out to LA when I turned 18. And I'm not original that my life went into a different direction. And then when I had my daughter, I really didn't put any more thought into it. I actually completely forgot about it.
Priorities change when you have children.
They changed, and I didn't think about it anymore. She was my creativity, and I was having so much fun being a mom that it wasn't until really COVID hit and some other things were going on. And then organically, I got back into the industry. It never even crossed my mind. Like it wasn't even, oh, I'm going to get back into the industry. That never was what happened. And so it's so strange when I think of I'm here and how I'm here and the steps that got me here was like the universe just throwing stuff at me because it was nothing that was planned.
Well, that's usually the best things that work out. When it's not planned, it just happens, and you just go with the flow.
Yeah.
So, what inspires you to pursue it? What drives you?
Well, for my writing, it's the stories in my head. So I have been writing stories in my head my whole life, but I thought that was normal. I thought that everybody did that. And so I was meeting with a friend not too long ago, and I was like, don't like stories that you write in your head? And she's like, no, I don't do that. I was like, you mean everybody doesn't do that? She's like, no. And so now it's like getting those stories that are in my head out. And the only way to do that is to put them on paper. And then once they're on paper, it's like, wow, now I want to create something visually that I can see. And to be able to do something from start to end and to watch that whole process. I mean, for me, it's always about the journey with everything, right? With life, with writing, with movies, with acting, because those big moments they don't come very often, right? Every now and then you get that aha, like win, like I did it, or it's finished, or this. And then you're right back to going, okay, what's next?
Right.
So I really try to hold on to the journey and the moment of writing. And I get so energized by the creativity, and music is a lot of it. I used to say I write by music, like I think in terms of music, because when I'm thinking of stories in my head, I've already got the song going with it. Now I just have to learn how to get that pop song into my music. But my last film, I did have an original score, and I gave him the songs. I was like, these are the songs that I really envision with this. And he came pretty close. I mean, he really got some music that was pretty close to it. So I think I veered from your original question, which is what creatives do, because we always just keep going on about something completely different. But
It's all good.
you get so excited about it, and it energizes me. Like this whole creative industry energizes me, and it's so much fun, and it makes you feel alive.
It does.
Right?
It makes you feel accomplished.
Yeah, and it's like, wow, when you see that finished piece of work, and whether it's something that you were hired on to be an actor for someone else's job, or it's a job that you're writing, when you get to see your work, it's very cool.
Yeah.
It's just a really cool feeling. Like,
Very rewarding.
it is rewarding, and it's a gift.
It's kind of like your legacy you're leaving behind. It's like, this is what I did. And future generations will get to see that and enjoy that. And more or less take a piece of you with them and seeing it and knowing that, yeah, Cathy did that.
Yeah.
See how creative she was. See, she took that story right out of her mind and made it a reality for all of us to enjoy.
Yeah.
And you can't buy that feeling.
No, you can't.
No
And you
matter
hope
what.
that, like, when you're making things, when you're creating things, that it's not going to resonate with everybody, right? Because that's subjective. We all have different things that resonates with us. But especially if it's like my last film was a mental health based film. And so there's going to be that pocket of people that hopefully it resonates with. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I get it. I've been there. And then, maybe that kind of gives them that push or whatever, that hug, or you're not alone feeling, whatever it is.
Right.
So that's kind of, the goal that we can all have with films.
And that's one thing I've realized in this community. There are a lot of people that have been through certain things in life, and when we get to jump in and create something, we get to leave that behind and become something more beautiful, more rewarding, and self. It builds you up,
It does.
and it gives you that feeling that I can take on the world.
Yeah.
And that's something that does not come lightly.
No, it's a gift to be able to take anything inside of you that could be a trauma or some type of emotional stress or just something in life, and be able to use your creativity to get it out.
Right.
I mean, of course, people have fitness, right? You can do it that way. You can go on a motorcycle ride. You could do it that way.
Right.
They
call it wind therapy for a reason, right?
Right. I mean, there's different ways that people can get that stuff out. So whatever that means for somebody, but for us creatives, it just like comes seamlessly for us.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and other people get to enjoy it. And then if they can relate to it, maybe it will help them in a manner be able to cope with whatever they're going through.
Yeah.
And address that in a manner that, may be productive.
Yeah, for sure.
So let me ask you this. How do you do it? How do you juggle the home life and the film life and the writing? I mean, you're wearing many hats here. So
I am. I mean, I'm lucky my daughter is a little bit older, so she's settled. She's getting ready to turn 29.
Oh, wow.
She lives independently. She supports herself. She has a wonderful job. She's not in the industry, although I have gotten her on set a few times to help me out. And she's like, oh my God, what now? So I don't have young children that I have to manage.
That's great.
So it's the point of my life when I get to be a little selfish. And I work part-time in the fitness industry. I've been in the fitness industry for over 25 years. So I manage my own schedule on that.
Right.
So really, I get to devote my time to my filmmaking, to my acting, to any continuing education that I want to do, my writing, any hobbies that I have. I'm in that sweet spot of my life where it's about me.
There you go.
And I don't have to apologize for it.
Right. You've dedicated so much of your life in raising your family, raising your children, building
Just one.
well, raising your child,
Yes.
building that foundation of family and home. And now, like, I look at it, I've done my part as a parent. They're grown, gone, making me grandparents, that kind of thing. And now it's more a weight's lifted, and I can focus on
You get to do you now.
flourishing and doing my creative work.
And it's really fun because I think a lot of people feel like when they reach 50, to start something new is daunting. You're 50. But I know so many people, not just in this industry, but other industries, physicians that go back to school at 50, 51, 52 to get another degree. What am I going to do now? I mean, what are you going to do, right? If you've finished that piece of your life,
Right.
you have to have something else to do. And
I think it was Samuel L. Jackson that started when he was 50.
yeah, I mean,
I started at 49.
acting is something great because you can do that forever, right? Athletes kind of have a stopping point,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And
I had to quit playing football at 38.
okay, there you
That
go.
was rough.
Right.
because that was where my heart was. And I got to really get out on the field and release some aggression and not have to worry about going to jail. Uh, so, go out there and smash heads with guys half my age. And I enjoyed it. But at 38, you don't bounce back as easily as you did when you were in your 20s. So I had to step away from that. But, you know, it was fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah.
But there is a time limit on it.
There is. And with acting, there's not.
That's right.
And being creative, there's not. So I don't step back or I don't shy away from the getting older with it. I lean into it.
There you go.
And I get fascinated with, what can happen next.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't scare me at all. I always get excited, like, that's okay. It's a number. I'm not worried about it.
Well, and if you hit a speed bump here and there, it's still about the journey.
It's always about the journey.
Yeah.
When people start to shift their focus and quit thinking so much about the end point and get more excited about the journey, they will start to enjoy so much more, and so many more opportunities will come their way because they'll realize that really life is the journey. Literally, it's the journey.
They'll get to where they want to be by not focusing on it.
Yeah.
And focusing on enjoying where they're at, which will accelerate them to where they wanted to be
Right.
in the beginning.
But then, because as soon as you get there, like if there's a big award, I'm making this up, that you want,
Right.
okay, one day you win the award. What are you going to do then? You're going to savor that moment, and then you're going to go,
What's next?
Right. Right. Isn't that's just what we do as humans. We always want what's next. So if you just really learn to just enjoy that being in the moment, I think that's helpful.
And this is kind of a funny thing. I look at life that way. When we were younger, it seemed like it took forever to get anywhere. You couldn't wait to be 16 so you could get your driver's license. You couldn't wait to be 18 so you could have your independence. You couldn't wait to be 21 so you could go out to the clubs and party with your friends. Then you couldn't wait to be 25 because that was kind of like the pivotal moment. After that, there was nothing to look forward to. But as you're waiting, it seemed that time just drug on and on and on. And then after that, it was life in the fast lane because everything just started zipping by.
It's wild.
30, 35, 40, 45. Oh my God, 50. Where's the time going? But as you're younger, if you constantly look forward and want that, it drags on.
Yeah.
You're not focusing on the journey. You're not focusing on having and enjoying what you're experiencing right then because you're too busy looking at, I want to be there. I want to be there.
And it takes forever, right? When you're young.
Right. So
remember
and
that.
I completely agree with you. I think if you more or less pay more attention to what's going on and enjoy the moment, all the little experiences, you'll have so much more fun.
Yeah. Look, everything, this too shall pass. Even the good stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's all a moment. Whatever it is, it shall pass. So you got to kind of hold on to that and take everything with a grain of salt. At least that's how I do it.
Right.
it
Well,
works.
that's the way you should do it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, what other films that maybe some of our viewers have heard of that you've been in?
So I'm trying to think of ones that I've written compared to ones that I haven't written. Break the Cycle was a fun one that I did. That was, I don't know if you're familiar with that one. That shot here in Charlotte.
Okay.
That was a true story about a man, and it's not Cyril. Cyril is his name. And he started a program in the prisons to help bridge the gap between prisoners and their children.
Okay.
And that was a really powerful film, one, because it's true, and he's taken that on a whole nother level.
Wow.
So that was a great film, too. And that was one of my earliest films that I got a chance to work on here in Charlotte. That was really powerful. And I felt really, really lucky to be a part of that. Bloodlines, which was that's on Netflix now.
Yeah.
That was a super fun one to be on. That was just a great film altogether. I was a neighbor in that one and just had a nice, sweet spot in that movie. Quentin Littlejohn, who was the writer and the director of that one, great guy, super talented. He's got a short film now that he's working on called Iggy Pride, that he's just going to blow out of the park. He's a fantastic person. So I love him a lot. Yeah. So I don't know. There's so many, right? But those are a couple that just reach out. And then one that I wrote, Everly, that I was in, that I loved because that cast was so close knit. Certain, all the sets are great, right? But certain certain times you'll get around a group of people and it's just like you're all so cohesive and the
All the
chemistry, yeah, and the chemistry between all of you is so great. And that was that short film of mine. So I was really proud of how that one turned out. That was a great film too. So
When you have so much harmony like that and the chemistry just matches and flows, it's almost like you don't have to try.
yeah,
It's not work at that point.
it's not work. But I did learn a lot from that film. So that was the film that I wrote, I produced, I was doing location, I was doing crafty, I was, like I was in it. And so the lesson I learned from that film was when I write something, I have to learn to serve the story and not serve myself. So unless I feel like I'm the only person in the world that can play that part, I don't want to be in any more of the films that I write.
Okay.
So the one after that I wrote, The Headset, I got all local actors for that one. I wasn't in that one. The one that I'm shooting on March 8th, I'm not in that one. I cast all of that out, and I'm going to direct that one just because it becomes too much. It's just so much of everything.
Yeah.
And the story should always come first.
When you multitask like that, sometimes you can lose a little direction.
And it was for me, it was just like, okay, and maybe and I've also self-funded all my projects too. So maybe if the projects get a little bit bigger and, I have more help coming in from other places, then I can do that a little bit better. But when you're doing everything, I had to take a step back, okay.
Right.
There's something I can't do here. And so I was like, okay, I'm not going to put myself in those stories unless I have to.
And sometimes you feel like you shortcut something because you're not able to give this particular role as much attention because you're giving it here, here. And I totally get that. I've done that on set. I was an assistant director, star actor, second camera, PA, all on the film You're It that we took 6 months last year to film. I was really spread too thin.
That's too much. Yeah.
But it was fun.
Oh, it's always fun.
It was every weekend for 6 months. And then, of course, the regular job. I didn't get a day off for 6 months.
Did you sleep?
Very little.
Very little. Yeah.
Caffeine was my friend.
Caffeine. I was going to say caffeine was your
Caffeine and rage. We're going to do this.
Yeah.
So, but it was great. Now that I look back on it, it's like survived, next, and then going and tackling the next thing. But I've really kind of learned to step back away from that, because you need to. You will get burned out.
And the interesting, and you probably agree about this industry, is I always say that, especially when you're doing your own projects, it's when it's done, it's a feeling of happy and sad at the same time.
Right.
And probably any project, right? Even if you're acting on it, you don't write it. You're happy and you're sad because, it's like, okay, it's done. But then it's like, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And all the people I was with, and it's such a weird feeling.
You have this emptiness that's automatically just created. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Where did this come from?
What am I going to do next? Right. So which is, I think, one of the reasons why I'm glad that I got into writing as well, because if I was just acting and just waiting for my next audition, that would become very daunting for me. And it would just kind of be like, okay, when's my next audition? Which I know a lot of people do, right? And that's fine. But I was like, I have to stay busy. I have to find other ways to be creative. And so thank goodness I started writing, and that way I don't just sit around going, okay, when's my next audition? When's my next audition?
Right. Well, I did a little writing several years back for a magazine, but I have not actually written a screenplay yet. I want to, but I'm not ready to embark on that. So to keep myself busy, I decided, hey, let's do a podcast.
There you go. Like something else. Yeah.
And something that's not just going to benefit me, but also benefit others in the industry and get their story out to our viewers and kind of, put you in the spotlight, let you shine a little bit.
Oh, thank you.
Tell everybody what it is that, keeps you going, motivates you, and a little bit about, you and your story.
Yeah.
So if you'll give us just a minute, we're going to take a short break. And now just, I guess, a word from our sponsors.
You're a creative person looking for new sets, backdrops, lights, and props to use? Noda Art House has everything at an affordable rate and for private, full access. Book now in the link below.
Hey, welcome back to Creatives in the Spotlight. That was the Noda Art House, guys. Seriously, if you're looking for a creative place to shoot, the Noda Art House is where you need to be. So, Cathy, we're back with you now, and I want to ask you something. You know, we all go through things on set. I got to ask, what has been, I guess, the most embarrassing moment you've ever encountered on set?
Embarrassing. Well, I could think of the funniest moment.
Okay.
How embarrassing it was, but it was my own set.
Uh-huh.
So this was my short film, Everly, that I shot over the summer. And there was a very emotional scene that was on the porch. And it was very emotional for me because it was my story.
Right.
So I was really crying, but very emotional, but it was all real. Like there was no acting involved in it. You could just, I mean, it was just like I was just, everything was coming out. It was from the heart. Yeah. And in the scene, my scene partner, Michael Denny, who's a fabulous actor here in Charlotte, he picks me up and he carries me out of the room. And when he carries me out of the room, he winds up dropping me on the floor because I wasn't secure with him. And I'm, you know, he's kind of holding me and I'm on the floor and I'm dragging. And it's, and so it went from me like, you know, really crying profusely and heartfelt to like, oh, you know, like laughing and giggling. So it was a total shift of the moment, but it was also great to kind of lighten things up for a second. So that was, you know, that was just kind of a funny moment that happened on the set. And,
Well, that's good.
yeah, I think, yeah, it was a good moment. It was funny. Like, and so I wouldn't call it embarrassing, but it was one that I think about when it was one of those moments on set where it's just like, he's just like, can you hold on to me a little bit better next time? And I'm like, yeah, I gotcha. No problem.
Well, let me ask you this. What would you say in the film industry was your most memorable moment?
So probably the connections that you make with the people on set.
Right, your film family.
And the chemistry of your film family. And I've said that before. I said, this is not just a community.
Right.
We're family. And it just keeps building. And when you're on set and you walk in, and usually at this point, you know, you kind of know somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But that doesn't mean you know everybody. But by the time you leave or the time it's wrapped, it's like this whole nother world that you've been brought into for that period of time. And you almost have to like shake yourself when you leave to go back to your other world, your real life.
Yeah.
And it's really hard. Like I try not to talk this industry too much with anybody that's not in this industry because it just, it's like, they're like, what? You know, it's.
Well, they don't understand it.
They don't
Been
understand.
there. They've never been there. And before I got into it, you could have told me about it and I wouldn't have understood.
Right. I mean, people think acting, they automatically always think, you know, big screen, your Top Gun, you know, just your things that have the main celebrities in it. And what people don't realize is that every time they turn on the TV or if they're listening to an ad on the radio, like those are all actors and that's a lot of talent out there. And those people are working really hard. We're working really hard. And it's nice to be able to sit down with someone and just laugh about it or talk about it or bitch about it or whatever it is that we do together because we get it.
Oh, right. Absolutely. And, you know, I do a day job Monday through Friday, the regular to the grind career. And I had a shoot this past weekend in Piedmont, South Carolina. And it's a apocalyptic type thing, you know, and I'm carrying my AR, my real rifle, which is heavy, and all the gear and everything. And everybody's like, oh, man, I bet you had a blast this weekend. And, you know, you got to go play in the woods. And I'm like, it's not so much play. Now, what do you mean? I'm like, look, you know, this scene where I'm running up the hill and I'm doing this and this and this. And yeah, I may have had to do that 15 times to get the actual shot that they wanted. So it's a workout. It really is. You need to be physically fit. You need to be mentally fit, because you may have to do that over and over.
Over, very
a lot of people
repetitive.
don't understand how much work goes into even a 30-second commercial.
Right. It's a lot.
If you could just jump on, like this show, just jump on and wing it like
Yeah.
we do. There are no takes, no second takes. This is all right here, right now.
Yeah.
But when you're making a movie, when you're doing someone else's vision, you've got to make sure that you do it the right way. And if you don't, you redo it and you redo it.
Right.
Then you do one for safety.
I always love the safety thing. Like even when you're like doing auditions and stuff, it's like, okay, that was a great audition. Well, let me just do one more for safety.
There you
It's
go.
like why? You got it. You don't need to do any more. Just be done.
Habit. It's habit.
habit.
We got to have one for safety.
Another one. Yeah, exactly.
Right. So, and I did a commercial for a tool line. I can't really go too much into it. Well, yeah, I can. I've already put it on Facebook. They said I could. But it's Walmart's brand of power tools. It's called Greenworks. And it was roughly, I think, going to be about a 30-second to a minute commercial. And I got to demonstrate and do all the power tools and cut this and do this and so on and so forth. I was there for almost 5 hours
Oh yeah.
for a
for
30-second to a 60-second commercial. And a lot of people just don't understand that. They're like, oh, it took me 30 seconds to watch it, Ooh, whoop-de-dee. And I'm like, you had to have been there,
all day thing.
It really
It's the whole, you're getting up early. It's a whole thing. And, if you're like me, I'm very health conscious.
Yeah.
So I'll pack my own food a lot of times. Like if I'm going on set and if I know it's going to be a long day. And if it's, if it's a big production, generally there's something healthy, but you never know, right? So I'm
You
like,
don't.
okay, packing my food, making sure, and my beef is always if there's no coffee. So on my sets, I'm always like, there's going to be coffee.
Oh,
There's going to be coffee all day.
I like her.
There has to be coffee.
There has to be coffee. Well, see, I've gotten in the kick of doing protein shakes in the morning instead of eating breakfast, donuts, stuff like that, trying to cut down on the carbs and doing more protein. Now, protein shakes will make you thirsty. As you're processing that protein through your body, it craves more water. And I've gotten to where I'm killing like 6 bottles of water right after a protein shake, just back to back to back. By 2 o'clock, I'm bathroom.
I was going to say, then you're using
Every
the
minute and a
restroom.
half to go pee. It's like, oh my God, why am I so thirsty? But you got to be careful with some of it because, it will cause you to be really thirsty. But, you got to be prepared because you go to some sets and all they've got is donuts and pizza pockets or something like that. And it's like,
Yeah.
I can't eat that. I'll
No.
wear that for the next 6 months if I eat that,
Yeah. No, I feed. That's one thing I was like with my own shoots. It's, and anyone that's ever been on my set will say she feeds us well.
Yeah.
Like I always try to have real food, something somewhat kind of healthy if possible. Making sure who's allergic to what. And
That is a big thing.
this film that is coming up that I'm shooting March 8th, the list of things that people are allergic to is
Gluten-free, blah,
wild.
blah, blah.
No, it's like
Vegan, so on and so forth. There's so many options.
so many things that I've never you're allergic to that, like stuff that I've never heard of anyone being allergic to. And so I was so glad I asked, right? Because
As a director or someone that's trying to accommodate your crew, that is very important. But it's work because now you've got to go shopping and get everything or order everything that's going to be compatible for everyone on set.
Yeah.
It's rough. And when you start wearing other hats and start dividing that attention,
yeah, that's better.
yeah, you can't really focus so much on that. And it's like, you know what, this is what we're having, eat it or starve. And you can't be that way.
But
A
you
lot
know
of
what?
people think, no.
I'm always so willing to jump in and help anyone. I have a friend of mine and he is shooting his short film the weekend after I'm shooting my short film. And I just said, okay, what do you need help with? I'm just jumping in to help just because, right? Because people have done that for me a lot. And I just think that's what people do. And he's like, you want to be crafty? And I'm like, okay, I've never done that before, but I think I can handle it. So I'm like, I'm going to do crafty now, but I think it's so good to be able to do everything on the side of crew and production, just to
I
do
really
both.
think you need to. I think you need to wear a hat in every position in the film industry
you-
so it gives
yeah.
you a better appreciation
Yes.
of what everyone else is doing.
Yeah.
That way you're not in a position where you're pushing this guy or doing this guy. getting them to do things extra that you don't understand. They've got so much already on their plate. So it really does give you appreciation for the position and the job that they're doing.
I think so. It's like I said, everyone should wait tables in their life,
Yeah. Oh, I've done it. Oh.
right? Everyone should wait tables. Everyone should work retail. That's,
Yeah. Well, I get that. I'm in wholesale now.
yeah.
I don't deal with the public anymore. But yeah, I totally get that. I really think that learning every facet of it will really help you, one, have a better understanding, two, a little more respect for that particular role, and three, it's kind of the team effort,
Yeah.
And my very first time on set, when my particular scene was over, what can I do to help? And I'm moving boxes and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And that's really what got me on the next set, the next set, and the next set. It's like, this guy will do anything, You want him to fall through a table or go through a wall or, serve pizza or, cook a brisket. He's down, and it's that willingness we're here to do a job. Let's do it. Let's make it as pleasurable and easy and nice as possible.
That's it. It's all about it's all about being the team, right? When you're on set.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Was there anything you'd like to tell our viewers before we wrap it up here today?
You're amazing.
Oh, it's not about me. This is about you.
It's always about the other person. If you make it about the other person, then it comes back to you.
That's true.
So, but this was my first time meeting you.
Yes, it was, and it was an absolute pleasure. Yes.
And this has just been a lot of fun. So
Great. Well, we hope to have you back on the show.
Thank you.
Maybe in a couple months after you have a project come out.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it and promote it, and we'd really enjoy that.
I would love that. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cathy Beasley, and follow her links. Check her out. Check out some of her projects and things that she's accomplished on her journey.
Hopefully, I'm going to accomplish the black runs because I'm going skiing next week.
All right. Yeah. Be safe. Don't break a leg.
Don't say that.
Yeah. Enjoy the slopes.
Thank you.
Guys, stay tuned for more feature shows coming up soon, and we'll have some information on there about some prizes that you can enter for. So check us out. Again, thank you for viewing. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow. We'll catch you next time.